Right now, somewhere in America, a teenager is sitting in a recruiting office staring at a brochure. His leg is bouncing. He's already decided, he just needs someone to talk him into it so the choice feels like it came from somewhere else. He has absolutely no idea what the next 30 years are about to cost him. This is the complete journey from private to general. 10 levels. 1 life. Let's go. You step off a bus at Fort Moore, Georgia at 2 in the morning. Before your feet hit the pavement, a drill sergeant is already screaming. You don't know where to stand. You don't know where to look. 20 minutes ago you were eating a candy bar in the back seat trying to enjoy your last quiet moment for the next 10 weeks. That moment is gone. A man with a voice like a circular saw is 3 inches from your face asking why you're smiling. You're not smiling. Your face is doing something involuntary because your nervous system can't process what's happening. He doesn't care. Get down. Push. They take everything. Your phone, your wallet, your civilian clothes, every object that connects you to who you were 6 hours ago. They shave your head. They hand you a uniform that doesn't fit and boots that won't feel broken in for weeks. Nobody sleeps that first night. Basic combat training is 10 weeks dedicated entirely to dismantling who you were and rebuilding you into something the Army can use. 4:30 every morning. You run. You do push-ups until your arms give out, then you hold a plank until someone else's do. You learn to fire an M4. First time, your hands shake. By week 6, you're hitting targets at 300 meters and it feels like nothing. One person fails, everyone pays. You learn to hate the guy who can't get his bunk right. Then you learn to help him, because hating him costs more than fixing the problem. That's the lesson. They never explain it. Graduation day, they call you a soldier for the first time. Your mother is crying in the bleachers. You earn $24,000 a year. You know almost nothing. But you survived. 2 years later you're a specialist. E4. A rank shaped like a shield with zero authority over anyone. You are the backbone of the Army and the punchline of every joke. You've perfected the art of looking busy. You know which supply closet to disappear into on Motorpool Monday. You stand in formation in the rain waiting for information that could have been a text message. You hurry up and wait. Civilians nod when they hear that phrase. They have no idea. It is the defining experience of military life. Then comes the promotion board. You pass. You pin on 3 chevrons and overnight become legally responsible for other human beings. You are a sergeant. 23 years old, leading a team of 4 soldiers who are yours 24 hours a day. One of them gets a DUI at 2 in the morning on a Saturday, your phone rings. One of them fails a fitness test, that's on your record. You are a counselor, mentor, disciplinarian, and babysitter simultaneously, and nobody trained you for any of it. The Army runs on paperwork the way an engine runs on oil. You love this job and hate it in equal measure. 7 to 10 years in, you're a staff sergeant. E6. You've deployed. Afghanistan, Iraq, Kuwait, somewhere far from everything familiar. You've been close enough to combat to hear it and smell it and feel an explosion rattle your teeth. Maybe you lost someone. You don't talk about it, not because you're tough, because you genuinely don't know how. Your knees ache from rucking. Your back hurts from years of carrying 80 pounds of gear. There's a constant ringing in your ears from too many weapons firing in too many places. You're 30 years old and you move like someone 40. You take ibuprofen and drive on. Sergeant First Class. E7. Platoon Sergeant. Now you work alongside a lieutenant who went to college, has legal authority to command, and has been doing this since before you graduated high school in terms of life experience, but you have 15 years of actual knowledge. The relationship between a platoon sergeant and a platoon leader is one of the most critical dynamics in the military. A good lieutenant listens. A bad one doesn't. The good ones become great officers. The bad ones get people hurt. You are the translator between the officer world and the enlisted world. Officers plan. You make it actually happen. First Sergeant. They call you top. Diamond in your chevrons. Senior enlisted leader of a company of 200 soldiers. Every problem flows to you before it flows anywhere else. A soldier gets arrested, you handle it. A spouse calls because they can't pay rent, you handle it. A soldier is quietly falling apart, you handle it. You know things about these people their own parents don't know. You've stood in too many formations while a chaplain reads a name and a pair of boots sits on a rifle with a helmet on top. You've folded flags. You've sat with families and watched their world collapse. You carry every one of those names. All of them. Sergeant Major. E9. You sit in rooms with colonels and generals making decisions that affect thousands of lives. You are the voice of the enlisted force in spaces where that voice would otherwise never be heard. When a general proposes a policy that looks good on a slide but would destroy morale in every barracks on the installation, you are the one who says so. You've had 2 knee surgeries. A shoulder that stopped rotating properly around your 15. 7 combined years away from your family. Your marriage survived, or it didn't. Your kids grew up with a parent who was gone more than they were present. Now the other path. The officer. You commissioned as a second lieutenant. Butter bar. You command a platoon and know almost nothing useful about how the army actually works. Your platoon sergeant has been doing this since before you graduated high school. You have the rank. They have the knowledge. The smartest thing you can do is shut up and listen. The most dangerous thing, the thing every enlisted soldier dreads, is a brand new lieutenant who thinks a degree prepared them for this. It didn't. Competence comes from time and failure and more time. 20 years later, you're a colonel commanding a brigade of 5,000 soldiers. 14-hour days minimum. You handle investigations, budget cuts, media incidents, congressional inquiries. You attend civilian dinners where people thank you for your service and have no idea what that service actually looks like. You go home and stare at a wall for 20 minutes before you can shift into being a spouse and a parent. That gear shift gets harder every year. Then the pinnacle. General officer. Fewer than 0.5% of commissioned officers ever reach this rank. You command divisions of 15,000 or corps of 40,000. You brief the Secretary of Defense. You brief the President. You've signed orders knowing some of the soldiers executing them would not come back. You've used the phrase acceptable casualties in a sentence and felt something die a little inside each time. You stood at Dover Air Force Base and watched flag-draped caskets come off aircraft while families collapsed 20 feet away. You did not look away. You are not allowed to look away. One day there's a ceremony on a parade field. Soldiers march. A band plays. They read your awards. Bronze stars, campaign ribbons from wars that lasted longer than anyone planned. They hand you a flag. You give your speech. You mean every word. You render your final salute. You walk off the field. And for the first time in 30 years, nobody is calling your name. The phone stops ringing. The world you lived inside closes behind you like a door. On the other side is a life you're not sure you still know how to live. And somewhere right now, a kid is signing papers in a recruiting office. He has no idea what it will cost him, give him, or turn him into. He'll figure it out. They always do. The cycle never stops. This is NEXARANK. If this hit different, share it. We'll see you in the next one.